What up, guys? I'm getting around to doing the Soline showcase, so let's get on with it. Let's do this single first, right quick. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm like really late on this, right? Because, you know, I had my trip and all that. Oh, an SSR. Uh-oh. Wait, there's no way. No, there's just no shot. Oh, it's Grave. Okay, I'll take that. Dang it. I wish it was someone I'm missing, though. I'm still missing Scarlet and Huron. Dude, the free fucking pulls for this anniversary has been so good to me. What the heck? I did not expect that. Anyways, I built these two teams. Now, since I am late, I'm just gonna hop into this one right quick. Since I'm late, I decided to look around and see, like, what exactly people were doing with her. And I understand the whole tech now, right? So, originally looking at her things, I was like, well, all she really does is heal. So, like, I don't really understand the point here. However, I mean, her only real usefulness is the CDR, and I feel like even still I saw that, and I was like, oh, well, she has CDR, that's cool. CDR is really, really broken. However, I see the move now, so her main use is literally just gonna be, I mean, you can get a bit of value from her healing so that you don't get really murked instantly, right? She'll keep you healthy a little bit, but other than giving max HP, there's not really any other thing she gives other than CDR. And why that's good is because now you can use her as a off burster. So like in teams like this where maybe your burst one is lacking CDR, then you can use something like this. Or maybe if you want to use the, what's it called, the absolute team. Because mainly I see people run the absolute team, but since that team doesn't have CDR, they also bring D-Killer Wife, so that the whole team can get CDR, right? So realistically, if I want to run the shotgun team, honestly, I can have her be the final unit, and then, so this team now has CDR, so I don't necessarily need to run something like Soda Bunny, so that I can get the increased burst duration, so that like I don't get griefed by the CDR. That is probably the only real use for her. So, I mean, I don't know. I do think there's a lot of value in that, I guess. I guess it wouldn't be a lot of value. It's a very niche value. If you already have a lot of CDR burst ones, which, let's see, what are we rocking with? I would put... Let me check the damage actually right quick before I start at me. I mean, I can't even see the healing though, because I don't really take any damage. And I think it only procs when you take damage. Dang it. I wish there was a way to, like, make it so that I'm invincible on this. But, like, they also do a lot of damage so I can see the stuff. I think it's this one. It's when it drops, right? Yeah, once you drop to a specific, then it starts healing. But other than that, all the tickets do is just give you max HP. So, like, I don't know. I don't know if there's much value there, but... Anywho, I do think it's really good that she's water, though. We're still missing water, so maybe, let's say, for example, there's a water weak raid, and you're trying to run maybe an absolute team. The shotgun team is like, because it already has water, right? Dorothy is water, and so is Tope, so, like, you know, you're just going for CDR. But I guess if you're running the absolute team for some reason, and you need, like, a water, and... she is going to give CDR 2, then she's going to be a pretty good stay on that team, right? But, I mean, other than that, all she gives is max HP. So the only real person who could get, like, crazy value out of that is, like, 2B. But even then, like, I don't really want to test that because I don't think 2B is the greatest. I guess Cindy would get some value out of that. She does have some max HP shenanigans. But I don't think it warrants enough to run her over, I don't know, some other buffer. Like, I don't know, Crown, Naga, if they have cores, that is. Or, I mean, literally anybody else, right? Madi, the Aid Bunny, yada, yada, yada. So, let's see. Anyways, I was talking about CDR burst ones. So we have, obviously, Siren, who I think it's the current best. Technically, Rappy counts, right? I do see a lot of people in the solo raids using Rappy as, like, the burst one. If they want to build specific team comps, right, they can just use Rappy as the burst one, and then they'll be cooling with CDR. So there's her, and then there's obviously Litter's really good as well. And then I would put probably Rogue and... what am I missing? Rogue and I guess Killer Wife. Would she be a bit better than Killer Wife? No, I would prefer Killer Wife a bit more. Yeah, but I mean, the more CDR burst ones are good. I guess I can try right now. I mean, yeah, like, she does no damage. I mean, she did more damage than Tove, I guess. Well, I suppose, since she is a Shotgun, she's getting buffed by this team, so this is probably her best team damage-wise, right? Here, give me a second. While I yap, let me actually double-check that that's all the... Oh, Dorothy. I probably would say she's a better burst one than Dorothy. Even though Dorothy probably will do more damage with her shenanigans with the... What is it called? Like, the distributed damage or whatever? That does final attack? It's this one. Yeah, this one, the distributed damage. Well, I mean, Dorothy is pretty old at this point. But even still, like, look at all these CDR burst ones we have. Maybe you could probably use her over volume, but, like, other than the CDR, I mean, there isn't really much there in her kits. Unless you want to do some max HP shenanigans. I guess if they release more units that have, like, a max HP stuff, then there'll be some more value. Yeah, it's this right here. No, not the decoy. Wait, is it the decoy? Activates when decoy, max HP. Oh, this one right here. I mean, this is only 2.71, depending on the caster's max HP. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get a lot of damage amp from running them together, I think. Let's see. For this example, how about I try to main burst with her? The problem is I kind of don't want to do it on this Shotgun team. Oh, or should I? I think that might be a good idea. Yeah, actually, no. This is a good idea. Let me actually just run this back. Except I'm going to main burst with her because, fuck it. I don't think she gives any damage to herself, correct? Yeah, it's just... Oh, I guess this will show her healing, right? Yeah, fucking whatever. I don't know if it'll count, though. Whatever, we'll see. But yeah, other than that very niche situation I just created in my head, you won't really get much value out of her. I was looking at Pridwin. Low-key, I kind of copied what they were looking at, which is why I made this team come. But, I don't know. Even still, I feel like they put it a little bit too high. I understand CDR is really, really broken, but, like, I feel like we already have enough CDR burst ones. Oh, I didn't even show her burst animation. I'm stupid. Whoops. That would have been really bad. Imagine me going the whole showcase and I just didn't show her burst animation. I'm not even spectating her either. Whoops. But anyways, oh, does it count for the healing? Oh, nice, it does. Okay. So this will be a bit better showing to see if her healing is all that. I don't really think it will be, but whatever. What was I talking about? I think we already have enough CDR burst ones for like an entire solo raid, depending. So this is kind of like an addition if you want to be min-maxing a specific team against like a specific boss that's weak to X, Y, or Z, right? So if you want to keep that in mind, base your summoning off of that. I would say just skip, right? Anyways, I don't know. I don't really think you really need this unit. If the next solar raid is weak to water, then I mean, I guess she's gonna help in that. But that's for like if you're really pushing the leaderboards. I don't really think there's much value if you're kind of, I would say, around my power or even a newer player. If you're a new player, I wouldn't really recommend this at all. I guess if you don't have a CDR burst 1 and you're a newer player, then, I mean, you're kind of just griefed out of options. And if you have her, then there's your CDR, right? But, I mean, what are the possibilities of that, right? Surely, if you're starting the game, you at least have, like, one litter, or maybe if you're really lucky, you pull the siren and you're gaming, right? Or, you know, you have volume or something like that. But anyways. I mean, the healing is really good. The problem is I can't really show the healing unless they take damage. And then I can do, like, the ticket passive, right? But for her burst by herself, I mean, the healing wasn't the worst. I feel like it's not that fair to compare her against Naga's healing, because Naga's kind of an asshole. And also, I pulled another dupe of Naga for the power of friendship, so I think she's +6 or something. I'm closing in her +7. We're rich. Anyway, unfortunately, didn't pull for her. I can't really go into... Oh, she's plus... Is that 6 or 5? Wait, I can't see. Oh, that is +6. Oh, I'm one off. But yeah, unfortunately, I can't really go into any more details. I don't really want to pull for her. And I didn't pull for her, as you can see, but... Yeah, I wouldn't recommend pulling. Let's quickly go over the overload gear and stuff like that, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't really think you should be prioritizing overload gear for her anyways, because, I mean, she's not gonna do any damage or get any value out of that. Maybe if one of the overload gear's role was like potency of HP or something. Or I mean, if you want to roll all defense, cool. Or maybe if some of the ones gave you HP, maybe that would work as well, like max HP. Then maybe that would work. But let's see, cube wise, I mean, I don't know if, I mean, obviously none of the damage ones are going to be that good, but I don't know if it's the move to either go like the healing one or the burst generation one. Maybe burst generation might be the move if you want to min max, because depending on which team she's going to go on, she's going to be an off rotation, and literally her main use is going to be, I guess, so you don't get one shot. If they start taking a lot of damage, then this can proc, right? If it's under 15%, you'll get some of this. But her main use is literally just CDR. So if you're going to use her on a team that doesn't have CDR as an offshoot, then you're not going to be main bursting with her. Unless, I mean, if you really, really need healing that bad. But this isn't going to be really consistent because this is a 40-second cooldown. So, you know, maybe giving her the burst generation depending on which team you're going for, because that team might have burst generation problems. I think just shotgun team would get some value from having bonus burst generation. I think shotguns do struggle a bit with that, but I don't know. It's kind of min-maxing at this point. I'm just kind of speculating. I don't think she's the greatest. However, I do think there's at least a really minuscule amount of niche situations that she can excel in. Funnily enough, I did not expect that from her. I thought this was just going to be like just useless unit, but I guess, hey, give a unit CDR and there's at least one team she's going to be useful on, I guess. I guess that's the lesson of the day today, but yeah, unfortunate. I feel like they could have gave some support. If they're going to give this 40-second cooldown for burst ones, man, they keep doing that, and it just makes me feel so bad, because, like, why the fuck would I ever want to use a burst one if their fucking cooldown is 40 seconds? So, like, dude, like, who else has that? Here, hold up. I think fucking Sora has that, yeah, and she's a Lysion too. What the fuck? They're just griefing the burst one of Lysions. She's 40 seconds, yeah. Oh, and then she has the cleanse one. Yeah, very funny, man. Fucking hell. At the very least, the Soline is more useful than the Sora, so W. I guess there is that. Anyways, let's see. What else do I usually go over? The tower, yeah? Unfortunately, Elysion Tower is very competitive, I would say, especially now, so I don't think she would be the best for that, especially because, let's see, Elysion burst ones, you could use Rappy if you want CDR, but, like, who do we have? Killer Wife is pretty good, so honestly, I would probably rather use her, but you could use Rappy Red Hood as the burst oneer, and then you have, you know, the two, what's it called? Whoops, let me actually take that off. You have the two maid units, yeah, Anchor and Mast, so that you can use that in the thing. Oh, I guess you can use the whole Absolute squad too in the Elysion. And the new Delta, like, I feel like we have enough options for the Elysion Tower. I don't think this is going to help that much. But, and then yeah, Helm Treasure too, like, bro, I think we're good on Elysion Tower. But anyways, I think that is it. Honestly, not the worst showing. I was expecting this to be a disaster like Sora, but the CDR part of her passive really helped her. Honestly, if you're going to use her, probably maxing out that skill 1 and then just saying fuck all to the rest of her skills is probably the move, but I think that is it. Pretty short thing we got here. I didn't pull first, so I mean, the only real things I can do is just go into the practice tool and speculate, right? They have said in some of the surveys that they are taking feedback on the little practice range thingy. So I wonder if they're going to revamp it one of these days where they might include a boss in there. Maybe there's some sliders that I can choose how much damage the enemy does. I don't know. I think that would be a good idea, especially if I want to test out units healing like Soline where I have to take damage. That would help. But I mean, I don't know. We'll just wait and see. Overall, Soline was actually not the worst. I was expecting her to be terrible. The CDR does help her, but it's very niche situations where that's actually going to take into effect. So definitely wouldn't recommend summoning. I mean, unless you're really, really sweaty with your solo raids, but in that case, you probably would have already summoned for her, yeah? But we have the winter limiteds on the horizon. They should probably be here. when would they be here? Probably the start of December, right? I think last year was around the 5th-ish. But we should be getting them around there, and then that should take us all the way to the New Year's, which will probably be like Overspec Anise or whatever. So definitely want to save your pulls for those two. But anyways, I think that is it for the Soline showcase. Let me know what you guys think about this Soline, and if you pulled for her, let me know how your summons went. But I think that is it for me, so I will catch you guys later.